One. Welcome everybody, my name is MrLlama and today I am bringing you a ZVP. This is going to be on Cloud Kingdom and it is going to be a ladder game, as we can see right there, between Sahib, the blue Protoss, spawning up in the top right corner, and spawning down in the bottom left we do have Fearless, the red Zerg. So Cloud Kingdom, one of my favorite maps, like to say. It's definitely been an interesting add to the Season 7. We're in Season 7, right? 6 or 7? I think we're 7. I'm going to say 7. Is it? I honestly just forgot what ladder season we are in. Maybe it's 6. Regardless, it is a new map in this past season, I will simply say, and it has been it has gotten some interesting results in TVP. I believe it had some quite skewed results though towards the Protoss. I believe Protoss, they when they released it in the Talking Balance with David Kim, they actually released the stats of it, and it was like a 68 win percentage or something like that for Protoss on this map in the PvT matchup. However, PvZ they didn't say at all. I would assume that Protoss possibly has a little bit easier time, considering there are a lot of nice ramps that they can kind of force field off, and the only really good way for a Zerg to attack into that third is coming in through these side gateways right over here. Not gateways, but these side gates, I suppose I could say. And so it does look like Sahib is going to be going for a forged fast expand, unless he does drop a gate, but he is dropping the pylon out here, and as you can see, you get that full wall with just the one pylon. So unlike maps on Antigua Shipyard or anything like that where you have to have two pylons, you can actually have one. And Fearless just going to go ahead and leave his drone right outside here. Possibly go and try and get a little block or something on the Nexi, or the Nexus, I should say, if he's going Nexus first. And it looks like Fearless going to take a third. But is that in range, actually? It looks a little far off, doesn't it? No, I think that's right, actually. So Fearless actually just barely manages to get down that third. Sahib did get the pylon block right there. And Sahib looks as like he's going to be going for Nexus first, actually. So the pool just now starting. Fearless actually went for a hatch first. So no wonder that pylon was so effective, I should say. Or efficient. I'm not quite sure what I'm trying to say with that, but very interesting choice to hatch first out here at his third, and I'm surprised that Sahib is not abusing this little spot right here on Cloud Kingdom. I do not think it has been fixed at all. So if you are a Protoss player, while I hate to admit this because I am a Zerg, you can actually just drop a pylon right there, I believe, and then a cannon right there, and it is simply a one pylon wall in that you cannot then be reached by any drones or lings or anything like that. So risky move by Fearless, I must say, but it looks like he may be able to pick off this probe for free. Yes, he will. So Sahib, a little bit preoccupied back at his home base. He did go Nexus first right there. Just going to finish up his forge now and his gateway. If some lings were to be made right now, it looks like they would be able to sneak in. So are any lings in production? No, there are not. Just the queens for both of the hatches. So Fearless playing extremely greedy at this time. As we can see, he's probably ahead. Yeah, he's already ahead in the drone count despite his opponent going Nexus first, and he's just going to continue pumping that drone count up and away unless his opponent does get a or unless he does supply block himself, is what I'm trying to say. So now he's going to go ahead and start picking away at this pile, and he finally does send out those extra lings, and his third's coming down a tiny bit late, possibly, but then again he did get the two queens right there, so it's actually not going to be extremely late because he does have those queens to keep his production up at the time. So now he will be dropping down and expand fairly shortly here, as he does have the money. There we go, drops down his third. And his opponent in the meantime does get a wall off and goes for the full wall, actually. So that is pretty common on this map, but we'll have to see how exactly he does get out of it if he just breaks down this gateway. And with the second pylon right here, that's going to create a little bit of a funky way to try and maneuver out of this base. I'm not quite sure I like it like that. I feel like I'd rather have the gateway up top, but I don't know. That's personal choice, I suppose, how you really want to wall that off. So Zealot now going to be popping out, going over to that third base, and the Ling going to see this for Fearless, and there actually is a Zealot there over there already. So with some nice drone pulls here by Fearless, beautiful play, he's going to be able to deny that Zealot, and that is exactly what you have to do. So many times I see the players just sit there and get scared and not pull any drones, and they just run around with this queen, and don't lose your queen, Fearless. It looks like he's going to be in trouble. No, he's going to finally get it and push away. And will he attack with these drones? Yes, he will. You do not want to lose drones though like that. You want to micro it away, so unfortunately two drones will go down in that engagement. Possibly a third right here. It's going to start focusing at this queen. Will he be able to get it though? It's going to be so close. One more hit on this queen, and it is a goner. It is so close. He's just running around, chasing it down. The Spinecrawler is going to finish. And he saves the queen, it looks like, at least for now. The Zealot may try and charge in again once he has his shields up and can withstand one of those pokes from that Spinecrawler. But I don't know. Wow, that was very nice micro by Fearless. Nice little ring around the rosy with that hatchery and able to save it. In the meantime, a lot of gateways going down right here for Sahib, so he's already up to 6 gates. He has that +1 on the way right now. We'll have to see if he throws down a Twilight Council, possibly goes for some sort of Blink Stalkers. He's only on those 2 gas, though. So that is indicative, of course, if you are a Zerg player and you have your Overlord here to scout, which he can at least see this 1 gas, that's indicative of some sort of 4-gate, 5-gate, or 6-gate play, most likely, and actually a Robo being added on as well. Possibly just to get that Observer out, and then in the future some sort of attack, but he's going to start warping in some units here. He's going to want to have a probe out there, and that's the issue with that full wall, and is you cannot slide a probe out to build a forward pylon, which is exactly what you need when you go for the 6-gate pressure like this. So Sahib stuck behind his base a little bit right here. He's going to be able to sneak a few Zealots out. However, there is that Spinecrawler and 6 Lings right here to defend for Fearless, and 15 drones on the way. So that's going to boost him up to 58 drones. He's going to have a nice economy right there to his opponent's 32 probes. And is he even making probes? No, he is not. So Sahib is very invested right now in doing a lot of damage. He's kind of starting to float some money, so he's going to want to keep warping units in as fast as he can. He is off 6-gate Robo right now. So if he cannot do some damage right here, he is definitely going to be economically behind. He's going to start poking in with these Stalkers and the Zealots. Is he going to micro it back at all? No, he is not. He doesn't really need to, though. It looks like he's easily going to be able to pick off this Spinecrawler right here, start picking away at these Lings. However, a second Spinecrawler is going to finish. Finally, this Queen will go down, but is it going to be enough? Fearless is definitely now in trouble. He's going to have to back out these drones. Save these drones, Fearless. It does not look like he's going to, so there we go. Just now tries to save them. He's able to escape 3 drones, and now some roaches finally do charge in, but will they be in time? I'm not quite sure. He's going to start losing his third. Zealots are focusing away. More roaches do pop though, so he should be able to third this if he micros them correctly. However, the Zealots and Stalkers are continuing to just poke away at this third, but finally, there we go. They're going to start going to back up. More Stalkers, however, do come in. And will it be close? It looks like he should be able to push this back. They do have the +1 attack to his opponent's 0-0 upgrades, but it looks like Fearless able to hold that and now in a great position. 49 drones to 37 probes, and look at the supplies, practically doubled at this point. And he has that nice roach tech, and these are Immortals on the way. He's trying to get an Immortal out, but he unfortunately is still supply blocked, and there we go. Now he's going to have to start picking away at that gateway, as I was saying before. And I would imagine he would start picking away with those Stalkers. And if he would have had a forward pylon right there, I think he would have been able to pick off. In fact, I am 99% sure he would have been able to pick off that third if he would have just had a forward pylon to warp those Stalkers in. Those 5 Stalkers that came like 30 seconds later than they needed to. If they could have just warped in right next to his base, he could have gone right in, picked off that third, and then escaped. So it could have been a whole different ballgame. Protoss players, please, 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 bring your probe with you. Make forward pylons. Make a pylon back here. Make a pylon right over here. Make a pylon over here. I mean, just keep making them. You want to slowly advance those pylons as best as you can. And now he's starting his +1 defense upgrades. Also getting out of Robotics Bay. So just getting 1 Immortal, possibly a second here. Or just transitioning straight up into Colossus. In the meantime, Fearless is just simply trying to max out as fast as he can. How many drones is he on right now? 62 drones, so a nice little drone saturation right there. A lot of roaches are sitting out. Does he have any sort of tech? Does he have a lair? Yes, he does. So he's getting that speed upgrade, and he's getting his +1, and not much gas being mined at all, though. Look at that, only 3 geysers. But he's still floating a ton of gas, actually, so he should be able to max out here, I would assume, fairly shortly, as he does have great income, 69 workers. And just starting to really max out on those roaches. Our Protoss player, in the meantime, pumping out another Immortal, which is smart to do, especially when your opponent is investing as heavily into those roaches as possible. Also starting his extended Thermal Lance, we'll have to see, and taking Colossus. Generally, you see a third taken, so we'll have to see if he is going to push out with some sort of Colossus tech. Possible to see him push out at like 3 Colossus. That's generally the amount that you will see a Protoss player push out with, because it just does enough damage. It's just that crucial amount that really does the damage necessary to just crush a Zerg army. So 1 Colossus just now being started. He's going to start chrono boosting that out, and he's also chrono boosting that extended Thermal Lance. extended thermal lance should actually finish up around the time this Colossus pops. So he may go for some sort of one Colossus push with this. That would be very possible as well, and it looks like we're going to have 3 cannons warped in off of 1 pylon. Oh no, I guess there's 2 pylons. Would that count as warp? I am not sure at all if that would be warp. That's very interesting. I don't think it would. I think it's 1 square too far over, actually, to the left. So I think that it's 3 being powered by 1 right there. And it looks like now Fearless, he is max, so he's going to start pushing into his opponent's forces right here. 1 force field does go down. Will he drop any more? It does not look like he's able to get sentries over there in time, and he's going to be losing this third right here. A little bit of a greedy expansion. He did not have much to hold it right there, so now some more force fields do go down. They can't quite trap off this Zerg army, so he just continue to push forward, and he burrows his army, and I don't think there's an observer anywhere over here. Does he even have an observer on the field? No, he does not. So by not getting an observer, beautiful move by Fearless, able to snipe off this third so easily, and boom, down goes the third, and now he's just going to leave. It looks like not even sticking around to fight, and in the meantime taking a 4th as well. So nice play there by Fearless, and once again he is instantly remaxed, so we'll possibly see him pushing back fairly shortly. 22 more roaches on the way. He does have that +1 upgrade and the +1 carapace now on the way, so he will have 1 roaches fairly shortly against his opponent's 1-1. And are there any more upgrades going down? Does he even have a Twilight Council? Yes, he does. So now he can start his +2 upgrades if he wishes. However, Sahib going to have to get his third well established again, and going to have to do something. And a Spire going down here for Fearless. So actually the ball is kind of in Fearless's court right now, as he is maxed. The longer that he waits, the more supply that Sahib will get, and the worse off that it will be for Fearless. However, he is using the supply advantage that he has right now to his advantage, as he has taken a 4th base. He has taken a Spire. He does have an infestation pit with pathogen glands. He has tunneling claws. Ugh, I can't speak at all right now. Tunneling claws. He's got that +2 attack, so he's definitely using the army supply to his advantage. But I would like to see him make some sort of push here and start taking all of your geysers. There you go. As he needs to just start working on getting that gas count up. And it looks like Sahib with a pylon way in the back right here, going to sneak some zealots over, but will he be able to do too much damage? Doesn't look like it, as all of these roaches come over here and scout this out, so they're going to easily pick off all of these zealots here before they can really do any damage at all. And nothing done right there, just a couple of whacks at that hatchery, and it looks like Fearless once again sitting on all these roaches. Is he now going to make a move? I would like to see it. Start trading at this point when you have that much of an economy. Throw in a macro hatch, maybe take a 5th base, something like that. Really start investing in those gases, and he does have hive tech on the way as well. It looks like he's going to get a free pass right up into his opponent's base right here. His opponent's army is stuck over at that third. How many Colossus? Only 2 Colossus in that army. There we go. Some nice force fields do go down, so they're able to trap a decent amount of that army back. However, it's losing a lot of roaches right here. It looks like Sahib is actually defending this fairly well. Those Colossus are doing so much damage. Finally, he goes to focus down those Colossus, so that took a little bit too long, I would fear to say, and it's going to be very close. It looks like Fearless may just barely win this out. However, there's still Colossus on the high ground that's able to focus down a lot of those roaches. Some warp-ins do come over here, but I'm not sure that Sahib really has enough to deal with this. He's going to need to get another Colossus or a Mortal out, something like that. He does have a Dark Shrine in production, so 25 more seconds on that, and he will be able to get out some DTs that I don't think Fearless has any bit ready for. Does he have any sport colors anywhere? No, he does not. He is on that hive tech. He has not done anything with that yet, but in the meantime, Fearless is still able to do so much damage, taking out all these warpins right here, warpin zealots. And how many kills does this Colossus have? Only 9 kills. Wow, but he has done a lot of damage. There we go. 10 kills, 11 kills, I would imagine, fairly soon. And will it get sniped? He's going to burrow move. However, he doesn't have an observer over there now, so now he's just going to simply is he going to run up this ramp? No, he's going to run back here, try and force this Colossus back out of position, and possibly try and run over there and get it. It's just a micro war back and forth, and finally some Lings do start streaming in. Finally, all of these reinforcements now starting to stream in for Fearless, even throwing a Mutalisk in there and some Corruptors. So it looks like he just mashed all the buttons on his keyboard, and finally going to take out that Corrupt right there. However, there are not Corruptor, Colossus. However, there are DTs now entering his base. They should be able to snipe off this third, as it is very weak, and they do 50 damage each shot. He will also be able to pick off this fourth, and now it's going to be very difficult for Fearless. He's going to have to start morphing in Overseers fairly quickly. He does have an Infestor on the way, so that will be able to fungal it if he wishes. However, there's still no Overseers. I'm not sure he's quite seen this, as he seems very focused on his opponent's base. There we go. Now more DTs being warped in over here, so 5 DTs should be able to really deal with a lot of this army. There are a ton of Corruptors. Does he even have a Greater Spire, though? No, he does not, so he's simply made those Corruptors for those Colossus, it looks like. And some Mutalisk. Like I said, this was just a giant mash of buttons, it looks like. However, these DTs are cleaning up all of these roaches now, so he's going to be able to pick off a lot of probes, it looks like, down to 22, 21, 20, 19, just so many probes going down. However, it looks like Sahib is going to take a base over here on the left, and I still don't see an Overseer at all. So he loses his hive. There we go. Finally an Overseer has been made there, but unfortunately he lost his hive. So now he's going to have to restart all of his tech if he wishes, and a beautiful move into making this an Archon. That will be able to do a decent amount of damage. However, the drone surround able to completely pick it off, but this leaves Fearless down to 1 hatch, and he does have a DT as well in his base that he's going to have to get in there and kill. It's starting to just work away at his Evo chamber, so not actually going after his hatch, and I think he finally sees that he should be moving his Overseer there now. Yes, he is. What is going on in the meantime in his base? There are a few Archons here. They will be able to take out these Mutalisk. However, Fearless has done so much damage to his opponent. It's just down to 9 probes and counting, or dropping I should say. Does have another Nexi up over here. I keep calling it a Nexi. Nexus. Multiple are Nexi. Ugh. And now it looks like Fearless is restarting his hatch, at least at his third. Will he be taking a hatch at his fourth? Yes, he will. So he's going to be restarting hatcheries at his third and fourth there. So he should be able to get back up with his Econ, and his opponent is going to be in a difficult situation now, as he is simply left on 9 probes. He does have 3 Nexi up. I can say Nexi now because I'm talking about multiple. So he does have 3 Nexi up now, and still a few gateways in production with these pylons right here. So he's going to be getting all of his tech back for the most part. Still 4 gates left, but Sahib, I don't know if he really has enough to do it right now. There are some kind of useless units right now, these Corruptors all sitting in the air, which take up a ton of the supply right now for Fearless. So they are unable to do anything, and with this not being a Greater Spire and no hive tech at all, for at least another 3-4 minutes, I would say, if not longer, then he's not going to have Broodlords for a long time. So it looks like we just see Sahib now starting to probe up, try and get back. I mean, he was very low, but he's able to get 3 probes out at a time if he makes out all of his Nexi. And a Forge going down as well, so is he going to go for some cannons there, or is he going to try and increase his upgrades? I would imagine he's getting a few cannons here to help defend his bases. Meantime, Fearless finally does get his 3rd and 4th back up, so he's going to have some nice drone saturation, and his income is just going to spike up if he does not oversaturate like crazy at this mineral line. So once again, another DT able to sneak in here. Sahib is just so relentless with that. And where is the Overseer? It is in his base. Will he go get it, or is he going to try and morph another one? I'm not sure, but this DT is just going to continue to hack away at this army, and I guess he's forgot about the Overseer that he had in his base, so instead he's just going to morph another one. I know in the heat of battle sometimes you don't think about all those things. And finally, there we go, so the DT is going to go down. He will be able to resaturate at his 4th there, so now he's starting to spread its drones out. And income should be shooting up once again. In the meantime, he's also retaken his natural, so he's going to be on those 3 bases to his opponent's kind of 2 bases. They aren't even saturated, though. He only has 20 probes right now, so very low on the probe count. However, he has enough to throw down 4 gates, as he was pooling some money right there when there was the giant battling, when he lost all of his armor right now. And so he's going to be on 8 gates. It looks like 8 gate robo. He does have 5 Archons already. Is there any sort of upgrade going on over here? No, those are just for cannons. So he's going to have actually a decent sized army here. If Fearless does not move out and do enough damage, and he's simply still stuck on this Roach Ling tech right here, and Corruptors, but as I said before, the Corruptors aren't really going to be able to do anything, considering there is nothing for them to shoot at. There's no air or Colossus or anything at all right now for Sahib. So Sahib just slowly climbing his way back up. In the meantime, picking off drones down from 69 drones to 48 drones is Fearless.
as those DTs have just been relentless in just coming in one at a time, picking off a few drones, getting killed, forcing an overseer morph, then another one comes in over and over and over. So finally it looks like he will be going back for that Hive Tech. It looks like he doesn't want to waste all these Corruptors, and he may just be pushing out with Corruptor Broodlord, or Broodlord Roach, but no, instead it looks like he's pushing out right now. He says, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and end it. I have a 200 army. I have enough to completely remax, almost, I would say. And so he can just completely push over right now to his opponent's base. And now he's going to start pushing in with all these roaches and corruptors right here. And there's not much that Sahib really has to defend this. These roaches should be able to completely pick it off. The roaches now going to start engaging with these Archons. Archons trying to do whatever they can. Decent splash damage being done to the roaches, but it's just not going to be enough at all. And all of these Archons and Immortals and Zealot's going to go down, and GG, so Sahib leaves the game. Well done by Fearless there. My name is Mr. Llama. I hope you guys enjoyed my cast.